All right, everyone, let's take a look at problems like this. So I have x over 2 is equal to like 4. So now what this means is I'm getting an x and I'm dividing it to two different sections. So I can write it actually like this, 1/2 x, 1/2 x. So 1/2 x plus 1/2 x is actually just 1x. And the reason why is if I have a half of x and a half of x, that's equal to 1 whole x, 1 whole x. And this is the same thing as x over 2, x over 2. This right here, it just means dividing x into two different pieces. And this is the same thing as doing that. A half of x, a half of x, a half of x is equal to 1x, and that's equal to 1x as well. So when I do this, it's going to be, I have two x's. Well, actually, I have a half of x and a half of an x. And this entire thing, this half of an x is equal to 4. And this entire thing then is equal to 4. And this entire thing, well then, is equal to 1x, right? Because a half of an x plus half of an x is equal to 1x. Half of an x is equal to 1x. So if half of an x is equal to 4, if I have two half of an x's, then I have, then this is going to equal to 8. So I'm going to have 1x is equal to 8, which is the same thing as x is equal to 8. Now, how do I do it algebraically? It's very simple. X over 2 is equal to 8. What is the opposite? Or not 8, 4. What is the opposite of division? The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 2, right? And what's going to happen is this cancels out. X is equal to 8. And that makes sense, right? X is equal to 8, x is equal to 8. Now let's take a look. If I actually do this, so if I plug x back in here, it's going to be 8 over 2 is equal to 4. And 8 over 2 is in fact 4 is equal to 4. Therefore, it checks out. Well, let's do another problem. So I got like x over, I don't know, 3 is equal to 5. So then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to move this up a little bit. I have 3 x's, 1x, 2x, 3x. And one of the x's is equal to, or actually not 3 x's, 1/3. 1/3 of an x. So x over 3, x over 3, and x over 3. So that's 1/3 of an x, 1/3 of an x, 1/3 of an x, right? And this entire thing then is equal to, or this, that is equal to 5, that is equal to 5, and that is equal to 5. Because 1/3 of an x, right? So I'm going to divide this into 3s. 1/3 of an x, 1/3 of an x, 1/3 of an x. That entire thing is just equal to 1x. So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, that's equal to 1x. And this entire thing then is equal to 15. Why? 5 plus 5 plus 5 is in fact equal to 15. Now, how do I do this algebraically? I have x over 3 is equal to 5. I multiply 3 on both sides. And what happens, this cancels out. And I have x is equal to 15. And my answer is x is equal to 15. If I put 15 in here, it's going to be 15 over 3, which is equal to 5, which is equal to 5. And therefore, it checks out.